Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at linear equations, and we're going to look at solving them that involve multiplication and division. If you've completed my grade 8 fractions videos, this will really help you in today's lesson. So if ever you get stuck somewhere in the fractions and you haven't completed these videos, I recommend that you do so, and this lesson will be a lot easier on you. So today's goal is to solve an equation for an unknown value. So here we have an equation, and the unknown value is x. And so we want to find the solution to the equation. So what number can we plug in here to make the equation true? Now when you look at this, you might say, oh, I know the answer is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. That's easy. But what we're going to do is develop our algebra skills. And so we're going to use algebra to isolate for x. And the reason why we're doing that is because later we're going to run into more complicated equations that aren't going to be so easy to solve using our mental math. And we're going to need to know how to use algebra to solve the equation. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use algebra to practice our algebra skills. So example 1, 4x equals 12. So the goal here is to isolate x on its own. We want to have something x equals the answer. That's our goal here. So here we have 4 times x. So the opposite of 4 times x is divide by 4. So we're going to go divide by 4 to both sides. And 4 over 4 cancels out, right? We saw that in our fractions video. If you have 4 over 4 in a multiplicative manner as such, they cancel out. And so here now we have x equals 3 as our final answer. And we can check it. We're going to plug in 3 into our equation and it holds. 4 times 3 equals 12. So this is the correct answer. I recommend when you're doing any test and when you're doing solving equations to always check your answers, all of them, no matter how complicated it is. It definitely pays off because maybe, you made a mistake somewhere, and when you check, you'll be able to see, oh, yeah, okay, that's right, this step is not true, or something like that. So I highly recommend that you check all of your equations when you're doing it on a test. B, 7u equals 49. So we want to divide by 7 on both sides to get rid of this 7. So we do that. And so now what's left is u. And 49 over 7 is 7. So we check our answers. 7 times our u, 7, is 49. Very good. C, y over 5 equals 6. So we want to get rid of this divided by 5. So the opposite of that is times 5. So we're going to go times 5 to both sides. And we see here the 5's cancel out. And what's left is y equals 30, like that. And let's check it. 30 over 5 equals 6. That's exactly that. Okay, D. M over 4 equals 22. The opposite of over 4 is times 4. So we're going to go times 4 to both sides. These cancel out. What's left is m equals 88. And I leave you to check that on your own. E, 5 over 4x equals 3. So here x is on the top, right? It's not on the bottom. It's on the top with the 5. So there's two ways of looking at it. One way is we're going to use the reciprocal of 5 over 4. So that is 4 over 5. And we're going to go times 4 over 5 on both sides. And you can see here, 4 and 4 cancels out, and 5 and 5 cancels out. So what's left is just x. And then we times here, 3 times 4, 12, divided by 5, like that. So x equals 12 over 5. If you're not comfortable going times the reciprocal on both sides, you can do it in 2 steps if you want. So you see here 5x over 4. So the opposite of divided by 4 is times. So we go times 4 to both sides. These cancel out. What's left is 5x equals 12. Now we want to get rid of the 5. So we go divide by 5 on both sides, cancels it out, and so x equals 12 over 5. So we get the same answer. So whichever method you prefer, you can use it, no problem. I myself, I'm going to be using these for future solutions. I'm going to use this method. But if you go ahead in 2 steps, when it comes to practice, there's no problem with that. Okay, F. 2 over 3y equals negative 6. So I'm going to go times 3, get rid of that, divided by 2 to get rid of that, right? So I'm going to go times 3 over 2 to both sides. This cancels out, so we're left with y equals negative 6 times 3 over 2. 6 and 2, there's 2 in common, bang bang. What's left is negative 3 times 3, so y equals negative 9 is our final answer. Okay, practice 1. So here we have a bunch of equations for you to solve. Go ahead and pause the video and solve these equations. Okay, we're back. So we'll look at A, 5x equals 15, divide by 5 on both sides, x equals 3. B, 9y equals 45. We want to get rid of this 9, so divide by 9 on both sides. We get y equals 5. C, t over 3 equals 20. Opposite of divide by 3 is times, so we go times 3 on both sides, bang bang. T equals 20 times 3, which is 60. D, u over 4 equals 3. The opposite of over 4 is times 4, so we go times 4 on both sides. This cancels out. U equals 12. E, 5 over 7x times equals 6. So the opposite of 5 over 7 is 7 over 5. We'll go times 7 over 5 on both sides. 7's cancel out. 5 cancel out. What's left is x equals 6 times 7, 42 over 5, like that. F, 9 over 8y equals 3. So the reciprocal is 8 over 9. So we're going times 8 over 9. 8 and 8 cancel. 9 and 9 cancel. So y equals 3 times 8 over 9. The 3 and 3 are in common. Cancel that out. And what's left is 8 over 3 as such. G, 1 and 1/3 u equals 3 and 2 over 5. So this converts to 4 over 3 equals 17 over 5 times the reciprocal of 4 over 3, because that's what we want to get rid of, right? So we go times 3 over 4 on both sides. 3's cancel out, 4's cancel out. What's left is u equals 17 times 3 over 5 times 4. Nothing cancels out, so we have 51 over 20. And we convert it back to a mixed number, and so we have 2 and 11 over 20, like that, as our solution to this equation. H, negative 6 over 7u equals 4. So the reciprocal here is 7 over 6. And we're going to go times negative because we want to get rid of that negative here. We want just u on its own, not negative u. So to get rid of the negative, we're going times negative on both sides. So these cancel out. What's left is 4 times negative 7 over 6. 2 in common, bang bang. What's left is 2 times 7, 14 over 3. Negative remains, so u equals negative 14 over 3 as our final answer. And that's it. It's that simple. I'll see you guys in the next video.